Hello, this is Michele Knight. This is the astrological update for Virgo for the whole of March 2017. Virgo, how is it going? I have to say that this month is probably going to be one of the most intense of 2017. It really is full on, and it kicks off right from the get-go with that full on energy. And it's up to you to be very honest with yourself, and also to stand in your power, to know that you are beautiful and powerful and equal to every other human being on this earth, and to allow yourself to express your strength and fearlessness, and to overcome any fears that have been holding you back. Now, it all kicks off on the 1st, where we have the moon joining forces with Venus, planet of love, Mars, planet of action and passion, Uranus, planet of the unpredictable, in your primal sector. Now, this primal energy is the main feature of this month. It's about power and powerlessness. It's about obsession, desire. You think of any primal emotion, money, sex, life, death, rebirth, all of those things is the feature of your month. So I'll be honest with you, it's intense. Could be intense good though, don't get me wrong. It's not necessarily intense bad, or, well, there is no good and bad. That's the whole point of astrology. You can know what the energy is, work with it, and transform and heal. But on the 1st, it's up to you to really pay attention, because it's a huge wave of the energy that's going to impact you for the rest of the month. And there will be a very direct message from the gods about what it is that you need to work on or transform. And actually, funnily enough, the 8th house, which is what it's all about, is all about transformation. That's your key word. We do have you looking at money and wanting more financial freedom on the 3rd, when Jupiter opposes Uranus. You have this real desire to succeed, and in fact there may be a part of you that doesn't really care what you have to do to succeed. So just watch that reckless energy a little bit, but you could come up with a fantastic idea on how to expand your finances. You also have super laser eyes into what's going on with other people this month. You can sense their weakness, their fears, and their obsessions. That's the plus side of it. Now, the big news of the month is that Venus, the planet of love, is going retrograde, is going backwards. And this is a rare thing. It doesn't happen very often. And when it does happen, it's a big deal. And for you, it's all in that primal area. So you have to go back to the past, really, and think about, have you ever given your power away in relationships? Have you ever been obsessed in relationships? How does it feel when you're in love? Do you feel comfortable with that feeling of desire? Do you feel comfortable being a bit out of control, or do you tend to take control? What is your personal pattern? For each of you Virgos, or Virgo rising or moon in Virgo, it will be different. So you have to work. In fact, it's really important that you work out what your pattern is when you feel something in an extreme way, and then work on healing that. You've got up until the 15th of April, but if you do it, you can release it once and for all, and you can step through it. And my goodness, then you'll be a real sizzling god or goddess of love, because the flip side of that is charisma and passion and desire and fearlessness in love, which are all great things. So, I think you're going to have a very exciting March, and there's lots of exciting things to uncover. But at times it may be quite scary, because it's a place of your primal energy. When our primal energy is poked, we can feel all sorts of out of control things. But, at the end of the day, by the time you get to the end of this month, you will really know who you are, and there will be no more shadows. Now, on the 8th, we have Mercury, the planet of communication, trining Vesta. There is somebody you're going to meet, or a connection you're going to make, that could be very important to you, so keep your eyes out. We also have on the 11th, Mercury in your position of relationships, your harmonious relationships, conjunct Chiron, the wounded healer. So there's some healing from your past, and a conversation you may have with an ex-lover, you may have with a current lover, that kind of settles you in some way. On the 12th, we have the full moon in your sign. Yeah, baby, a full moon in your sign is a peak experience. And interestingly, it's trine Pluto, the Lord of Transformation, in your house of pleasure. That could be a fabulous day for you, the 12th. There could be a fantastic revelation and joyousness. Certainly, again, it's going to be quite emotional. You may have a dream that means something. Look out, of course, on that day for any signs or symbols that the moon releases from your unconscious. On the 13th, we have Mercury joining forces with all that other energy in your position of primal stuff. You may have a conversation with someone about their secrets, about your secrets. You may be a bit of a psychic detective on that day and sniff out what's truly going on under the surface, somewhere important in your life. And on the 18th, that Mercury and Venus are joining forces in your primal zone. So again, conversation with a loved one, or if you're attracted to someone, it could be a very saucy conversation indeed, or it could be that you are having a conversation with someone and it has to be a secret. It's a bit taboo, the desire. Taboo is another great word for the 8th house. On the 20th, yes, the sun is joining the 8th house. Is going into the 8th house, your primal zone. So basically everything's there. You are buzzing with this intensity. But you're also, don't forget, because that energy is around you, you're very charismatic and beguiling yourself. People find you intriguing, but maybe slightly dangerous. So it's quite interesting. We also have Mercury opposing Jupiter again on the 24th, and you're thinking about money and how to achieve things, and you may be able to sort out a deal or an opportunity, but don't be too rash. The new moon on the 28th is, of course, in your position of power and powerlessness, primal emotions. But you're reset, you're like rebooted then. You really get the hang of it then, because it's a new start. And actually, it gives you half time in a way to dump some of your baggage and your stuff so that you can move forward and learn the rest of the lessons until the 15th of April and feel free. It could be on the 28th that you suddenly realise that you are more powerful than you knew before. On the 31st, things lighten up a bit as Mercury shifts signs and goes into your adventurous zone, where you're feeling much more like a free spirit and a wild and bold Virgo indeed. Anyway, certainly fascinating, exciting, interesting, deep. All sorts of shenanigans could go on. It's up to you and your moral compass where you take those adventures. But, face your shadows. All right, gorgeous. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon. Thanks for listening, and please, if you haven't yet, it'd be great if you could subscribe, share, like, or comment. Take care. See you next week.